There's a car sitting in a museum right now that cost more than $117 million. That's not a typo. $117 million for a single car. And it's just one of 10 insane machines we're about to show you that were built once, sold once, and will never exist again. If you're ready to see some of the most exclusive metal on 4 wheels, hit that subscribe button and let's dive into automotive history. What's up, car enthusiasts? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're continuing our journey through the most exclusive automotive universe. Cars so rare that owning one puts you in a club smaller than astronauts who've walked on the moon. These aren't just expensive cars, they're automotive unicorns. One-offs. Concepts that became reality for exactly one lucky owner. In our first episode, we blew your minds with some incredible machines. But trust me, we were just getting warmed up. Today's list is going to make those cars look like bargains. We're talking about vehicles that cost more than small countries' GDP, designed by legendary names, and owned by people whose bank accounts have more zeros than a NASA countdown. So buckle up, because we're about to take a ride through the most exclusive garage in the world. Number 10. Lotec Sirius, the German beast that time forgot. Starting our countdown at number 10, we have a car that most people have never heard of. But trust me, once you learn about it, you'll never forget it. The Lotec Sirius. Now, if you're scratching your head, wondering what the hell a Lotec is, you're not alone. This German company isn't exactly a household name like Ferrari or Lamborghini, but what they created in the year 2000 was absolutely mental. The Sirius was powered by a 6.0-liter Mercedes-Benz V12 engine. But here's where it gets interesting. They strapped not one, but 2 turbochargers to this beast. We're talking about 1,000 horsepower in an era when most supercars were barely pushing 500. This thing was making Bugatti Veyron power before the Veyron even existed. The numbers are staggering. 0 to 60 in just 3.8 seconds. And Lotec claimed a top speed of 400 kilometers per hour. That's nearly 250 miles per hour. In the year 2000, that was absolutely insane. We're talking about speeds that would make a NASCAR driver nervous. But here's the kicker. They only built one. Just one. The entire production run of the Lotec Sirius consists of a single car weighing just 2,820 pounds. That's lighter than most modern pickup trucks, with more power than a top fuel dragster. The design was pure early 2000s supercar madness, butterfly doors, aggressive aerodynamics, and a look that screamed, "I'm here to break speed limits and physics." It was like someone took a fighter jet and decided it needed to drive on roads. What makes this even more special is that Lotec wasn't some fly-by-night operation. They were serious engineers who understood what they were building. This wasn't just a concept car for show. This was a fully functional, street-legal missile that could actually achieve those claimed performance numbers. The Sirius represents something we don't see much anymore. Pure, unfiltered automotive ambition. No focus groups, no market research, just engineers asking, what if we built the fastest car possible? And then, they actually did it. Number 9. Ferrari KC23, Maranello's modern masterpiece. Moving up to number 9, we have something that proves Ferrari hasn't lost their touch when it comes to creating automotive art. The Ferrari KC23. This isn't just another special edition Ferrari with a fancy paint job and some carbon fiber bits. The KC23 is a complete one-off commission that represents the absolute pinnacle of what Ferrari's special projects program can achieve when money is no object. Built on the bones of the 488 GT3 Evo 2020, which is already a pretty serious piece of kit, the KC23 takes everything to the next level. We're talking about a car that was commissioned by one of Ferrari's most dedicated collectors, someone who wanted something that had never been done before. The design is absolutely stunning. Ferrari's Centro style, led by Flavio Manzoni, created something that looks like it came from the future. The bodywork is completely bespoke. Every panel, every curve, every aerodynamic element was designed specifically for this car and this car alone. But here's what makes it really special. It has 2 different configurations. In one setup, it's an elegant, almost understated supercar that you could theoretically drive to dinner. Hit a button, and motorized air intakes open up, an imposing rear wing deploys, and suddenly you're looking at a track-focused monster that means serious business. The KC23 features butterfly doors like the Le Ferrari, but the real magic is in the details. The headlights pay homage to Ferrari's 499p endurance racer that just won Le Mans, while the rear features a dynamic light blade inspired by the Ferrari Vision Gran Turismo concept. The paint is something else entirely, a specially developed 4-layer finish called Gold Mercury that literally changes color depending on the light and your viewing angle. It's like the car is alive, shifting and shimmering as you walk around it. Inside, it's pure racing focus, with just enough luxury to remind you this is still a Ferrari. Custom Alcantara bucket seats, a button-covered steering wheel that looks like it belongs in Formula One, and every surface finished to perfection. What makes the KC23 truly special is that it represents Ferrari at their absolute best. This isn't just a car, it's a rolling piece of art that happens to have a 1,500 G78 horsepower W16 engine. Wait, that's not right, that's the Bugatti engine. The KC23 actually uses Ferrari's naturally aspirated V8, but tuned to perfection for this specific application. The KC23 made its public debut at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and even in a field full of incredible machines, it stopped traffic. This is what happens when you give Ferrari's best designers and engineers unlimited budget and creative freedom. Number 8. Ferrari SP12EC, Clapton's custom creation. At number 8, we have a car with a story that's as legendary as its owner, the Ferrari SP12EC, commissioned by none other than Eric Clapton himself. Now, Eric Clapton isn't just any celebrity car collector. The man is a serious Ferrari enthusiast who's owned multiple examples of the 512BB over the years. But when he wanted something truly special, he didn't just buy another car off the lot. He commissioned Ferrari to build him something completely unique. The SP12EC was created as a collaboration between Ferrari's Centro style and Pininfarina, combining the modern performance of the 458 Italia with design influences from Clapton's beloved 512BB. This wasn't just about slapping some retro styling on a modern car. This was about creating something that captured the essence of what made those classic Ferraris so special. The result is absolutely stunning. The SP12EC takes the 458's incredible performance. We're talking about a 4.5-liter, naturally aspirated V8, producing 562 horsepower, and wraps it in bodywork that pays homage to Ferrari's golden age of design. But here's what makes this car really special. It's not just about the looks. Ferrari's engineers completely reworked the proportions and architecture of the 458 to create something that was uniquely Clapton's vision. The wheelbase, the roofline, the overall stance. Everything was modified to create a car that had never existed before. Clapton was intimately involved in every aspect of the design process. This wasn't a case of a celebrity writing a check and walking away. He was there for every decision, every detail, every element that went into creating his perfect Ferrari. The SP12EC represents something beautiful about car culture. The idea that if you have enough passion and resources, you can work with the world's best manufacturers to create something truly unique. This isn't just Eric Clapton's car, it's Eric Clapton's vision of what the perfect Ferrari should be. What makes it even more special is that Clapton has said that following this project from concept to completion was one of the most satisfying things I've ever done. Coming from a man who's created some of the most beautiful music in history, that's saying something. The SP12EC proves that the best custom cars aren't just about showing off wealth. They're about passion, vision, and the pursuit of automotive perfection. Number 7. Koenigsegg Chimera, Swedish engineering excellence. Coming in at number 7, we have something that perfectly represents why Koenigsegg is considered one of the most innovative supercar manufacturers in the world. The Koenigsegg Chimera. This isn't just another limited edition Koenigsegg with a fancy name. The Chimera is a true one-off that served as a testing platform for technologies that would eventually make their way into production cars. It's like getting a glimpse into the future of automotive engineering. The Chimera is based on the Agera RS chassis, which is already pretty serious hardware. But Koenigsegg didn't stop there. They fitted it with the engine from the Jesko and the transmission from the CC850. It's like they took the best parts from their entire lineup and created the ultimate Koenigsegg. The engine is Koenigsegg's incredible 5.0-liter twin-turbo flat-plane crank V8. And here's the crazy part. It doesn't have a flywheel. Most people don't realize how insane that is from an engineering standpoint. Without getting too technical, removing the flywheel allows the engine to rev faster and respond more quickly, but it requires incredibly sophisticated engine management to make it work. The power numbers are absolutely mental. On regular 95 octane pump gas, the Chimera produces 1,280 horsepower. switch to E85 ethanol fuel, and that number jumps to 1,600 horsepower. We're talking about power levels that were unimaginable just a few years ago. But what makes the Chimera really special is that it was used as a development mule for the CC850's transmission system 3 years before that car was even announced. Koenigsegg was using this one-off to perfect technologies that their customers wouldn't see for years. The Chimera made its public debut at the Aurora Concours in Sweden, presented to FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem. Even in a field full of incredible machines, the Chimera stood out as something truly special. What I love about Koenigsegg is that they're not afraid to push boundaries. While other manufacturers are playing it safe, Christian von Koenigsegg and his team are constantly asking, what if we tried this? The Chimera represents that spirit of innovation and experimentation that makes the automotive world so exciting. This car proves that sometimes the most interesting machines aren't the ones designed for customers. They're the ones built to explore what's possible. Number 6. Bugatti Brouillard, the horse-inspired hypercar. At number 6, we have a car that represents the launch of something completely new in the automotive world. The Bugatti Brouillard, the first creation from Bugatti's ultra-exclusive solitaire division. Now, Bugatti already had their sur-mesure customization program, which could create some pretty wild stuff. But apparently, that wasn't exclusive enough. The solitaire division takes things to a completely different level. They'll only build 2 cars per year. 2. In the entire world. The Brouillard gets its name from Ettore Bugatti's favorite horse, which tells you something about the level of personal connection and history that goes into these creations. This isn't just about building an expensive car. It's about honoring the legacy and passion that built the Bugatti brand. The car itself is absolutely stunning. Built on Bugatti's proven aluminum and carbon fiber structure, it's powered by their incredible 8.0-liter W16 engine with 4 turbochargers. We're talking about 1,578 horsepower. Enough power to launch this thing into orbit if you could find a long enough runway. But the real magic is in the details. The Brouillard features a pair of prominent air intakes mounted on the glass roof to keep that nuclear reactor of an engine cool. There's a central spine running through the car, similar to what you'd find on the Chiron, but executed with even more attention to detail. The design takes inspiration from other legendary Bugattis, including the familiar horseshoe grille and the C-shaped element that references Ettore Bugatti's signature. The headlights are virtually identical to those on the Mistral Roadster, but everything else is completely unique to this car. The paint is something else entirely, a specially developed finish that changes appearance depending on the light and viewing angle. It's like the car is constantly shifting and evolving as you look at it. Inside, the horse theme continues, with silhouettes appearing on the door panels and seats, featuring embroidered outlines with a plaid pattern. The shift knob was machined from solid aluminum and includes a glass portion with a handcrafted sculpture of the horse the car is named after. What makes the Brouillard truly special is what it represents. The idea that even at Bugatti's level of exclusivity, there are customers who want something even more unique. This car will never be replicated, never be mass-produced, never be anything other than exactly what it is right now. The Brouillard made its public debut at Monterey Car Week, and even in a field full of multi-million-dollar machines, it was the star of the show. Number 5. Rolls-Royce Phantom Goldfinger, Bond's ultimate ride. Coming in at number 5, we have a car that celebrates one of the most iconic films in cinema history. The Rolls-Royce Phantom Goldfinger, created to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the 1964 James Bond film. Now, Rolls-Royce has built some incredible one-offs over the years, but the Goldfinger edition takes things to a completely different level. This isn't just a car with some special paint and a few Bond references. This is a complete recreation of automotive cinema history. The car is based on the Phantom Extended, but it draws its inspiration from the 1937 Phantom III Sedan de Ville that Auric Goldfinger drove in the film. The yellow paint is the exact same shade used on the movie car, and even the floating hubcaps are designed to recall the original. But here's where it gets really crazy. This car is filled with Easter eggs that would make any Bond fan lose their mind. The center console features a hidden vault with a solid 18-karat gold speedform block model. There's a golden putter mounted to the trunk lid, referencing Bond and Goldfinger's first encounter in the movie. The picnic trays in the back seat use 22-karat gold inlay in the shape of a fictional map of Fort Knox, which Goldfinger attempted to sabotage in the film. Even the clock on the dashboard is designed after the iconic gun barrel sequence that opens every Bond film. The gallery, that's the full-width display that runs across the dashboard, is a hand-drawn 3D recreation of Ferrari Pass, where Bond trailed Goldfinger in his DB5. This map required a full year of development to get right. But here's the detail that absolutely blows my mind. The headliner is designed to perfectly reflect the constellations as they were positioned over Ferrari Pass on July 11, 1964, the last day the movie filmed in Switzerland. That level of attention to detail is just insane. When you open the trunk, a light shines the 007 logo on your luggage, referencing Q Division's tracking device that Sean Connery places in the movie. Every single detail has been thought through and executed to perfection. This is what happens when you combine unlimited budget with genuine passion for the source material. The Goldfinger Phantom isn't just a car, it's a piece of cinema history that you can actually drive. Number 4. Rolls-Royce Phantom Hyperion by Pininfarina, the $10 million mistake. At number 4, we have one of the most controversial cars on our list, the Rolls-Royce Phantom Hyperion by Pininfarina. A car that proves that just because you can spend $10 million on something doesn't mean you should. This car has a fascinating story. It was originally commissioned by Roland Hall, an avid car collector, and debuted at the 2009 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. Pininfarina, the legendary Italian design house, was responsible for the work, using a Rolls-Royce Phantom drophead coupe as the base. The modifications were extensive. They moved the driving position back, shortened the rear end, extended the roof, and installed a completely new deck. The result was a two-seater with a blue soft top, blue bodywork, and tan leather interior. Here's where it gets interesting. The original owner quickly realized this wasn't the car of his dreams and sold it in 2009 for over $4.6 million. Since then, it's been on the market multiple times. And here's the crazy part. Instead of the price going down as you'd expect with a car that can't find a buyer, it's gone up. The current asking price? Nearly $10 million. That's more than double what it was listed for in 2022. The logic seems to be that if you can't sell something, just double the price and hope someone with more money than sense comes along. The problem is that the Hyperion represents everything wrong with custom coach building. It takes a beautiful Phantom drophead coupe and turns it into something that looks like it was designed by committee. The proportions are off, the styling is confused, and the whole thing just doesn't work. What makes this even more frustrating is that Pininfarina is capable of incredible work. They've designed some of the most beautiful cars in history, but the Hyperion proves that even the best designers can have off days. The car is currently sitting in a dealership in Dubai, priced at nearly $10 million, and it's been there for years. It's become something of a legend in the automotive world, not for being beautiful or fast or innovative, but for being the most expensive car that nobody wants to buy. The Hyperion serves as a cautionary tale about the difference between expensive and valuable. Just because something costs a lot of money doesn't make it worth having. Number 3, Maybach Exelero, the $8 million music video star. Coming in at number 3, we have a car that's as famous for its appearances in music videos as it is for its incredible engineering. The Maybach Exelero. The Exelero was commissioned by Fulda, a German tire company, to test their new Karat Exelero tire range. They needed a car that could reach speeds in excess of 350 kilometers per hour, about 220 miles per hour, to test the physical limits of their tires. What they got was one of the most dramatic-looking cars ever built. The Exelero was designed by 4 students from the Transportation Design School of Pforzheim University, and they created something that looks like it drove straight out of a Batman movie. The car is powered by a twin-turbo V12 engine, producing 700 horsepower and 752 pound-feet of torque. It can hit 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds and has a theoretical top speed of 218 miles per hour. But those numbers don't tell the whole story. This thing weighs nearly 6,000 pounds, making it one of the heaviest supercars ever built. The design is absolutely wild. It's nearly 20 feet long, over 7 feet wide, and sits on massive 23-inch wheels, front and rear. The body is finished in black with chrome accents, and the whole thing has this menacing, almost sinister presence that's impossible to ignore. The interior is equally dramatic, with dark and red leather, neoprene, glossy black carbon fiber, and aluminum accents. It has sports seats with red harness-style seatbelts, making it clear that this car means business. But what really made the Exelero famous was its appearance in Jay-Z's music video for Lost One. Seeing this massive, imposing machine rolling through the streets made it an instant icon in hip-hop culture. There were rumors that rapper Birdman bought the car for $8 million in 2011, though those reports were later disputed. What's not disputed is that the Exelero represents something unique in automotive history, a car built for a specific purpose that transcended its original mission to become a cultural icon. The Exelero is currently housed in an automobile museum in Germany as part of the Friedhelm Loh collection, where it continues to amaze visitors with its sheer presence and dramatic styling. Number 2. Lamborghini Invincible and Authentica, the final V12 farewell. At number 2, we actually have two cars that represent the end of an era, the Lamborghini Invincible Coupe and Authentica Roadster, two one-offs that mark the end of production of super sports cars powered by Lamborghini's naturally aspirated V12 engine. These aren't just special editions with fancy paint jobs. These are completely bespoke machines that represent the absolute pinnacle of what Lamborghini could achieve with their legendary V12 before moving into the hybrid era. Both cars were designed by Lamborghini Centro Style and built on the carbon fiber monocoque chassis that's produced in Santiago de Bolognesi. They feature full carbon bodies that incorporate designs and technical solutions that Lamborghini successfully tested in motorsport. The Invincible Coupe is finished in a striking combination of red and carbon look elements with red flakes. The classic scissor doors feature two 3-color hexagons, one on each side, as an homage to the Italian flag. The interior continues the red and black theme with Rosso Alala leather and Nero Cosmos Alcantara, enhanced with custom embroidery. The Authentica Roadster takes a different approach, finished in Grigio Titans gray with black matte details and yellow livery. The profile is made unmistakable by two domes with integrated roll bars, inspired by racing barchettas. The open-top cockpit features elegant yellow embroidery, contrasting against black leather and dual-shade Alcantara upholstery. What makes these cars truly special is what they represent, the final chapter of Lamborghini's naturally aspirated V12 story. For decades, that engine has been the heart and soul of the brand, producing some of the most incredible sounds and sensations in the automotive world. These two cars are Lamborghini's way of saying goodbye to that era while looking forward to the hybrid future. They're not just cars. They're automotive history, representing the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. The fact that Lamborghini chose to create two completely unique machines rather than a limited production run shows just how special these cars are. They're not just rare, they're irreplaceable. Number 1. Lamborghini Egoista, the $117 million fighter jet. And finally, at number 1, we have the most expensive and exclusive car on our list. The Lamborghini Egoista, a machine so extreme, so outrageous, that it barely seems real. The Egoista was unveiled by Lamborghini in 2013 for the company's 50th anniversary, and from the moment it was revealed, it was clear this was something completely different. The name Egoista comes from the Italian word for selfish, and according to designer Walter da Silva, it represents hedonism taken to the extreme. The design is inspired by aviation, particularly military aircraft like fighter jets and Apache helicopters. When you look at it from the side, it's meant to resemble a bull ready to charge. Classic Lamborghini DNA mixed with aerospace engineering. But here's what makes the Egoista truly insane. It features a unique one-seat cockpit, just like a modern fighter jet. The canopy door has orange-tinted, anti-glare windows, and the cockpit itself is made from carbon fiber and aluminum. It's designed to be a survival cell, inspired by Apache helicopter cockpits, and it's reportedly completely removable from the car. Just like a Formula One car, you have to remove the steering wheel to enter and exit the vehicle. The interior features a heads-up display and 4-point seatbelts, and the LED lighting resembles that of a modern airplane, with markers and indicators on the sides and top of the car. The bodywork consists of active aerodynamic panels that raise and lower for optimum downforce and stability. Even crazier, the body and wheels are made of anti-radar material, another fighter jet-inspired detail. The Egoista is powered by the same 5.2-liter V10 engine from the Gallardo, producing 600 horsepower. But the power isn't really the point. This car is about pushing the boundaries of what's possible in automotive design. When it was introduced, Lamborghini said they didn't intend to sell the car. It was a gift from Lamborghini to Lamborghini. The car was displayed at the Museo Lamborghini in Santiago de Bolognesi, where visitors could marvel at this incredible machine. But here's where the story gets really interesting. In 2025, rumors surfaced that the car had been sold to a private collector in Switzerland for $117 million. That would make it not just the most expensive car on our list, but one of the most expensive objects ever sold. Whether those rumors are true or not, the Egoista represents something incredible. The idea that sometimes the best way to celebrate automotive excellence is to build something completely insane, something that pushes every boundary and breaks every rule. The Egoista isn't just a car, it's a statement. It's Lamborghini saying, this is what we can do when we're not worried about practicality, or regulations, or anything other than pure, unfiltered automotive passion. And there you have it, the top 10 most expensive one-off cars that will never be made again. From the German engineering excellence of the Lotec Sirius to the absolute insanity of the Lamborghini Egoista, these machines represent the absolute pinnacle of automotive exclusivity. What strikes me most about these cars isn't just their price tags, though those numbers are absolutely mind-blowing. It's what they represent. Each one of these machines tells a story about human ambition, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. Think about it. We've got Eric Clapton working with Ferrari to create his perfect vision of what a supercar should be. We've got Lamborghini building a literal fighter jet on wheels just because they could. We've got Rolls-Royce recreating movie magic with obsessive attention to detail that borders on the insane. These aren't just cars. They're rolling pieces of art, engineering marvels, and cultural artifacts all rolled into one. They represent moments in time when someone said, "What if we tried this?" and had the resources to actually make it happen. What's fascinating is how different each approach was. Ferrari focused on honoring their heritage while pushing forward. Lamborghini went completely off the rails with pure, unfiltered creativity. Rolls-Royce celebrated cinema history. Bugatti honored their founder's legacy. Each manufacturer brought their own DNA to the table and created something that could only have come from them. But here's what really gets me. Most of these cars will probably never be driven the way they were intended. They'll sit in climate-controlled garages, appear at concours events, maybe get fired up for a magazine photo shoot. It's almost tragic that machines built for speed and excitement will spend most of their lives as static displays. Yet maybe that's part of what makes them so special. They exist not because they need to, but because someone believed they should. They're proof that in a world increasingly focused on efficiency and practicality, there's still room for pure, irrational passion. The automotive world is changing rapidly. Electric powertrains, autonomous driving, shared mobility, the future looks very different from the past. Cars like these remind us of an era when the only question that mattered was, how can we make this more exciting? Will we see cars like this in the future? Probably not. Environmental regulations, safety requirements, and changing consumer preferences are pushing the industry in different directions. These one-offs might represent the last gasps of an era when anything was possible, if you had enough money and imagination. That makes them even more precious. They're not just expensive cars, they're time capsules, preserving a moment when the automotive world was still wild and unpredictable. What do you think? Which of these incredible machines would you choose if money was no object? Drop a comment below and let me know which one caught your eye. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest automotive content. We've got more incredible car content coming your way, including some behind-the-scenes stories about how these one-offs actually get built. And trust me, those stories are just as wild as the cars themselves. If you enjoyed this deep dive into automotive exclusivity, check out our first most expensive one-of-one cars video. The link is right here on screen. Those cars were incredible, but honestly, I think today's list might have topped them. Thanks for watching, and remember, life's too short for boring cars. We'll see you in the next one.